it going, everyone? AFC Finners for our first league game of the season. We've come on a long journey down to Somerset to see our good friend Rich Luffman's Taunton play Maldo's local side, Gloucester City. Those on. Look at exposure. Yeah, it's a lovely sunny day. It's a good way to start the league campaign, and this has been on our list for quite a while, hasn't it? But yeah, it's nice scenic drive through the countryside, and we're finally here. Let's have a look inside.
I mean, it's no cheaper than coming in anyway.
Got this food, I feel like I'm at a fairground, and I've not seen this at a football ground before. A Mexican food van. I might have to try that. I do love a bit of Mexican. A nice club bar, plenty of memorabilia, Olympics on, and my sort of first part of lunch, £3 for lemonade and some of the most underrated crisps in the world. That's the history of chairman, staff at the club. Well, it's been very nice so far. Everyone's welcomed us with open arms. Very good club bar too. We'll hopefully be speaking to Rich in a little bit. We'll do our customary circuit and maybe get a bit more grub. Do you think claret and blue is one of the best combinations in football? Comment what you think is the best. Yeah, look at that. A succulent Mexican meal, Monterey Jack cheese, sour cream. I decided to be brave and go for jalapenos. I don't normally. So, never thought I'd have Mexican at a Southern League game, but delicious. Fair play. Very good nachos. What you got there, Tom? Burger. Brioche bun. I love brioche buns, they're delicious. So look at these options. You've got a little bar there, Mexican, burger van, little coffee van, sweet shop, sort of ice cream, candy floss and all that. Over there there's another van. I wasn't quite sure what it was doing, but to say they thought out their food options would be an understatement. Chino fixed another van, and this van also does homemade cakes, so let's try this homemade gluten-free brownie. Fair play, nice and creamy, gooey, just the way a brownie should be. Tom's getting a milkshake, let's see what he thinks. Tom's got a shake for £3, what do you think?
Lovely.
It looks just like the one with some creams.
Yeah, very nice.
We got a cappuccino, you got milkshake, all is good. Yeah, got a Taunton pin badge, only £2, and an air freshener for my car for £1. Sometimes you got to spoil yourself, haven't you? Babe, what's wrong? You haven't used your Taunton Football Club air freshener. We are then the Taunton dressing room with our very special guest and good friend, Rich Luffman. Good to see you again.
How are we doing?
Yeah, very good, thanks. So it's been a very eventful year for you. You've obviously, your time at Cribs came to an end. You saw your beloved Southampton win at Wembley, and most importantly, you've welcomed a second child into the world. How have you been?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind 12 months, football and sort of off the pitch as well. But yeah, no, enjoying myself.
Fantastic. And obviously it's been a difficult year for Taunton. They experienced relegation and financial hardship, but with your experience of promotion and what you did at Cribs, hopefully you can turn things around. How are you feeling about the project you've begun here?
Yeah, I think it's a good word, the project. I think it certainly won't be a quick fix. We've got a whole brand new squad that we put together this year, and signing 16 players is difficult. And for us, we want to be competitive this year, and hopefully by next season we're in a much stronger place, and hopefully then looking to try and get ourselves out of this division within the sort of 3 years that I've sort of planned to do it in.
Like for me so far at Taunton, it's been like, I'm not just saying this to please you, it generally has been one of the best welcomes I've received at a non-league ground. Like, member of staff came up to me, was incredibly chatty, showed me everything. What can groundhoppers such as myself expect to find here at Taunton?
Yeah, just exactly that, Finn. There's like really, really good people, a good crowds, decent non-league people that just want to see their team work hard. Great facilities for groundhoppers, loads of places to eat and drink, and yeah, it's a proper football club. And this is your experience is one that from a management point of view, I completely agree with. It's been exactly the same for me coming through the doors as well. So yeah, great football club.
Fantastic. And obviously, you mentioned that you've signed a large amount of players. Obviously, it's a team, so it's not about the individuals. But are there any signs in particular that you're really excited and happy about?
Well, excited about all of them. But clearly, your forward players are always the one that grab the attention, aren't they? So people like your Owen Brains and Callum English-Brown, Dave Daru, Ferris, Grubb, Alfie Malden, Ollie Sullies. We've got 7 or 8 forward players. Harris Feltham, another one that play in those front 4 positions, and on any given day they can really light up a game of football. And we're going to need all of them to do that this year. So they're obviously the ones that are exciting, and yeah, there's some big names throughout the team, to be honest, and good set of lads as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for your time, Rich. Good to see you back in
worries.
work, and hope you can have another successful season.
Top man, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Well, great to speak to Rich again. Hopefully you'll have a chat with him after the game as well. Very excited. Kickoff's approaching. You know, Tom, you look delighted. Kickoff's coming up. I think it's time we learned a little bit about today's hosts, Taunton Town.
Taunton Town were founded in 1947, having a nomadic start to their existence, playing home games at a number of different venues. After joining the Western League, they would move to their current home of Wordsworth Drive. Their supporters club would keep them safe from financial ruin, and in 1969, they would win the Western League title. They improved greatly over the next decade, installing floodlights at their ground, as well as purchasing the ground from the council, and they were elected to the Southern League system. They had returned to the Western League and won the Premier Division in 1990, and finished the decade in style by winning it again in 1996, 1999, 2000 and 2001. They also won their first FA Vase title in 2001, defeating Berkhamsted 2-1. In 2003, they would win their first Somerset Premier Cup. They had returned to the Southern League system and achieved promotion in 2018, just missing out on promotion by losing the playoff final the next campaign. In 2022, they won the league to enter the National League system for the first time. They were relegated last season amongst financial hardship, but are looking to the future at the start of a new chapter under the management of a good friend of mine and Tomaldo's, Rich Luffman. Overall, they have won 1 Southern League Premier Division title, 1 Southern League Division 1 West title, 6 Western League titles, 1 FA Vase, 1 Somerset Senior Cup, and 6 Somerset Premier Cups. So those are our hosts, Taunton Town. Let's have a look inside their home, Wordsworth Drive.
Up the backwards Gloucester City.
Yes, we really welcome Gloucester City and its Palestine Blue, your very own Taunton Town.
Let's do this. The league season begins. It's an incredible start. I think it's less than a minute. It's a bit like Garnacho's goal against Man City in the FA Cup final. Gloucester defenders tried to head it back to keeper, but it's not enough power onto it. And Taunton's forward has done a beautiful lob. It took days to come down, but it's found its way into the bottom corner. And Taunton take the lead right at the start. 33 seconds. It's not a 0-0. Gloucester fans have been silenced. What a start. Well, good to speak. We've had probably what will be one of the goals of the season, followed by one of the worst goals of the season. Forwards had a shot, it's flicked through both the defender and the goalkeeper's hands and somehow trickled over the line, and Taunton have doubled their lead. It could be a very fun afternoon for them. Quarter of an hour in, 2-0 they lead. Well, I go to the other side to get some shots of Rich on my camera. I come back through the Taunton fans behind the goal. Van der Grub, he goes past 2 players in quick succession, like Johan Elmander against Wolves, and he tucks it in the corner, and the crowd goes wild. A fan behind me threw some beer. It's gone all over me. Taunton are on fire here. They will be returning to the National League in no time for keep playing like this. Not even half time, 3-0. Sorry, Tom, for leaving you.
All right.
Goodness me, Rich Luffman is working wonders here.
Healthcare Stadium, Taunton Town 3, Gloucester City 0. So we've got half-time draw tickets.
Well, what a start to the season for Rich Luffman's Taunton side. Gloucester have been very, very poor, and I think the score is a very fair reflection so far. But Taunton, if they just keep this up, it'll be some season for them. They just have to make sure they don't get complacent. But it's some performance so far as it's on. Half time, 3-0 to Taunton. Right, game on now. Gloucester have been given a penalty. It's a lifeline. Not too far into the second half, so another comeback could begin here. Let's see what happens on the spot. Much needed lifeline for Gloucester. They get one back. Is the comeback on? The miracle of Taunton Bull, we'll have to see. 3-1. Thought the penalty might be a flash in the pan, but all of a sudden it is gone. Only a minute or so after they scored, Gloucester have lobbed the goalkeeper. I move away to take some pictures in a different position. Me and Tom Alder have much to discuss. 3-2. Goodness me. What's drama here in Somerset. A long ball's been played through and Gloucester have lobbed it over the goalkeeper again. And it is the miracle of Taunton Ball. It's 3 goals apiece. Who knows what will happen next? I was not expecting that.
So the Oakers up here at the Signal Healthcare Stadium, Taunton Town 3, Gloucester City 3.
Well, what a dramatic start to the season. It all started so well for Taunton, but fair play to Gloucester for grinding and finding way back into it. But certainly a lot of positives to take for Taunton, but they'll have to see victories out if they want to achieve promotion. Full time, 3 goals apiece. What a start to the season.
I think if you'd have asked me at half time, would I be happy with a point? I'd have been absolutely no chance. When they got 3-3 at 70 minutes, I'd have snapped your hand off. And I think you relate it back again. We wanted to get a positive result from today, and that was not losing. That was getting a point on the board in our first game. It's a tough game. They're one of the better sides in the division, definitely. They'll be right up there come the end. So really disappointed with like a 15-minute window. I don't like talking about decisions, but decisions ultimately win or lose your games of football. I could be wrong, and I look at it. I thought the penalty was a bit soft. It was close to him, and it's come up, and that changed the momentum of the game. I apologise if I'm wrong on that, but it felt soft, and then obviously they scored 2 identical goals, and we've got to be better. We've got to learn from it, and we were really naive for a 15-20 minute window. But I think everyone that's here today has seen that this team's that's a high potential team for 45 minutes. Owen's gone through one-on-one with the keeper to make it 4-0 just for half time. They made a good save, and then Archie Ferris is on a header that's just gone wide to make it 4-0 just after half time. Either of those goes in, and we're probably looking at a 4 or 5-0 win. But tough afternoon, really difficult to analyse in sort of 20 minutes after. It was a basketball game, wasn't it? We attacked first half and they attacked second, and I think the draw was absolutely the right result. They look at it and think they could have won it, and absolutely could have done. Our keepers made 2 great saves late on, but as I said, we've had our chances at 3-0 where the game could have been dead and buried. So if we'd have left here with nothing today, it would have been a travesty. Great for Archie, great for Grubb as well, getting a couple of goals. First one a bit fortunate, but it was important to get in front coming down the hill. I think again we've only had 1 game up here, so it's not like a home advantage for us. We've not played at the ground, and we're gonna have to get used to that because it felt like a game of 2 halves with a little bit of the slope, and we're gonna have to get better at that. The best thing of today was that support. I felt really sorry for him at the end because if we'd have come back second half and drew the game 3-3, we're all bouncing out of here, and ultimately you get the same number of points as the opponent. But they were fantastic. Close on 1,000 I think here, and they're going to be so important for us this year. And the messages that we had from them is they're enjoying what we're doing. I did say strap up, and when I got the job, and I think that's certainly the phrase that probably is going to be ours for the season. Great game of football, brilliant for supporters of both teams. Both have enjoyed 1 half each of unbelievable football and 1 half of probably been very disappointed. But yeah, fantastic. When we're here again in 2 weeks against Shoalin, hopefully that's whet the appetite to come back and support us. So hopefully next time we get a 3-0 lead, we don't let them down, because I feel a little bit sorry for them that they didn't get the 3 points, and I think we'd have all enjoyed that together. But ultimately, good point for us. Solid start. 2 really, really difficult away games now at Poole and Hungerford. And we're going to give it everything to try and get results in both of those as well.
Okay, so what an incredible start to league season we've had at Taunton. Rich, thank you again for your hospitality and warm welcome as always. We wish you all the best for the upcoming season, and hopefully we'll see you soon. That was an absolutely wonderful experience. Really nice people. I'll tell you more in the welcome rating, but great start to season, thrilling game, and I definitely recommend coming here in the lovely county of Somerset. Thank you to Maldo as always for driving us. Heading home now, catch a basketball at the Olympics, I think. But it's time to rate the experience.
So we will start off with the welcome, and this is without a doubt one of the best I've ever had at any kind of game. The second we arrived, there was a steward who came up to us and said, "Hello, is it your first time at Taunton?" Guided us around, said, "Oh, entrance is over there, food's over there, bar's over there." And we chatted to a guy at Turnstile. There was a photographer at the ground who we chatted to. It was like you couldn't go 5 minutes without a member of staff chatting to you and engaging in deep conversation with you. So it was absolutely fantastic. Rich added to the welcome so much as well. And I think the only negative people there were a minority of the Gloucester fans who were absolutely up for a fight. But that was absolutely fantastic in terms of welcome. Such wonderful, friendly staff who appreciated people coming to their ground, and we felt like kings. It just means so much when you do pay to go to ground to have people receive you like that, because clubs don't have to. They've got a lot to do, but the fact they go out of the way to receive you like that really does mean a lot. And thank you, Rich, for letting us look behind the scenes as well. To be so generous with your time is much appreciated. So absolutely stupendous welcome. I can't give it anything less than a 10 out of 10. Food and drink as well. Wow, those options. So many non-league clubs do often say they don't have the budget, so they can only offer limited food. I understand that is the case for some clubs. At Fair Play Taunton, as you saw, they had the donut van, the Mexican van, the brownies, the bar, coffee van, burger van, so much available. It was absolutely fantastic how well it was thought out, and such a great range of options in the bar, including a local brand of cider, Sheppy. So much love and care put into the food and drink, and it wasn't just the variety. The quality was really good. Those nachos I had were absolutely delicious, and it wasn't just wholesaler bought, stick it together. There was genuine care taken in how they prepared the food. You definitely won't be disappointed with the food options available. So much thought. Best level of variety I think I've had at non-league. There were multiple veggie options on that Mexican van as well. You had 2 different types of burrito, I think, that had it, and there was the nachos as well. So much variety, such a fantastic range. I can't give them anything less than a 10 out of 10 for food. I think this is the first club that's got multiple 10 out of 10 ratings. Atmosphere, I came in thinking it would be one of those non-league grounds that didn't really have an atmosphere, so I couldn't give a rating, but I was pleasantly surprised. The atmosphere didn't really begin from Taunton fans until they scored, and the second half I did think they were quite quiet. That being said, they were clearly a very passionate fan base, which I really respect considering the area they are. It might be easy for a lot of people to switch to rugby or cheer on one of the 2 Bristol teams, but they're clearly a very dedicated group of supporters, as we saw, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. Gloucester did bring a lot of the atmosphere themselves, and I think it was quite reactionary from the Taunton fans. You want to see an atmosphere that's going throughout the game no matter what, but they were quite quiet for some periods. But fair play, they did still get behind the team, and it was great to hear when they were on top of the game. So fair play, it's a good group of fans. I'll probably give the atmosphere 3.5 out of 10. Stadium, it's an interesting one. It is well set up. Like, there's a really nice club bar, good variety of options where you can stand, you can go anywhere around the pitch and be covered, and you have complete free roam, which is really useful for me in terms of taking pictures. I liked the sort of traditional style of it, like the old-fashioned seats, the stands you in, but like we wanted to go and stand behind the dugout, but I did think that one was quite poor. There were quite a lot of pillars blocking the way, and you could only really get a good view there if you were in the front row, slap bang in the middle, but even then, dugouts would somewhat restrict your view, so I think they need to work on that stand, because I like to be by the managers, but that just wasn't really an option throughout the game. Both stands behind the goal were great. There was plenty of space, plenty of coverage. Some of the stadium is a bit messy. It's kind of gap stand, gap stand, gap stand. There's a sort of lack of consistency. I do appreciate they've had a lot of financial hardship, but I think there is a bit of work to be done to the stadium. I think behind the dugouts, you could definitely have a long, elongated stand to fill in the gaps that doesn't have bollards in the way. So I think in time, if they worked on that and maybe covered the other corners as well. But it is still a really good place to watch football, and that area was the only one where I seem to recall there being a severely restricted view. So I think, needs a bit of lick of paint here and there. If you are in a bad area to watch a game, it is the least easy to move. So I'll probably give the stadium a 3.5 out of 10. And finally, value for money. At first, I did pay 14 quid and I did think that was a lot for this level. And I do still stand by that. Sort of the way I see things is like, if I pay more money than I'm expecting for something, if it turns out to be good, I'm still thinking that was a lot, but at least I'm more okay to be parting with that amount of money if I got something good in my return. Like, me and Tom agreed, like, he paid, I think it was 6 quid for the burger that he had, but it was at least a really good quality burger. But I think probably about a tenner or so should be the right amount for this kind of level. But that being said, if the money is being reinvested in things such as having multiple food stands and perhaps could help them develop the stadium, then I do respect that. I know the club has got to make money given the financial hardship, but sometimes less is more. You might make more money if you charge less because you have a reputation for being cheap. Price of the food was okay. It was, I think, spent a grand total of about 12 quid in total on food, so that wasn't too bad, and it filled me up, so I got what I paid for there. Where they did do really well was merchandise, I think. It was only 2 quid for a pin badge. That was really cheap, and I got an air freshener for 1 quid, so at least it does balance out. It's a shame I couldn't get a programme. I wanted to get one, but they said they sold out, which is great that they're selling so many, but do need to look into getting more if it is going to sell out. But value for money, some areas I don't entirely agree with, but I'm willing to let it slide more if I get so good in return, and that certainly was the case to Taunton. So I'll probably give the value for money a 6 out of 10. So, a great start to the league season. Sorry that you couldn't get the 3 points, Taunton, but thank you nonetheless for an excellent day. Rich, thank you once again for how generous you are with your time. So Rich, all the best to you and your family and your new team. I hope you have a very successful season. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back ground hopping in a couple of weeks. If you'd like to see more adventures like this throughout the season, you can see my Patreon in the link below. You can support the channel as little as £1 a month. £1 a month would help me get many more Taunton air fresheners. So if you can do that, that'll be much appreciated. Thank you all for watching. I've been AFC Finners. See you next time and stick with us as we go ground to ground. AFC Finners out.